And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, today we're taking a look at Ta-Da! Ta-Da is the fast-paced game of dice and spells. This is a speed game designed by Steve Avery, who once upon a time designed a game with me, nothing personal, but this has nothing to do with that. This is a speed game where you're going to be rolling dice as fast as you can. It's also a silly game. So let's take a look at it, and we'll be back. In this game, each player is going to get a cup that's full of dice of their color. So there's 6 different cups with 6 different colors. In each cup there are 6 dice. So each of the dice has 6 sides on it. Obviously, what you're going to do is you're going to look at the different sides. There's 2 arrows on 2 of the sides. There is 2 of these like firework symbols on 2 sides. There's a broken wand on one side. And there's this swirly thing on the other side. Now in each round, players are going to be trying to complete a spell. So maybe here's a spell, Papus Non Stopus. Or this one here, Zipping Zappus. So let's say I'm doing Zipping Zappus here. And the way the game is going to work is you say go, and you slam your cup down on the table, and you can match one of the symbols here. So let's say, okay, I'll match this one. Even though I can actually match multiple symbols, I still have to throw the rest of the dice back in the cup. And then I can say, okay, I can match that one. And now it's going to get harder because those are symbols that don't show up as often. I got one. Come on. What is wrong with you? Got it. Ta-da! I finished my card. All right, so that's the basic play of the game. Now, what players are going to do each round of the game is you're going to actually draw 2 of these spells, and you're going to pick which spell you would like to do. Some spells, when you finish them, are going to give you something like this one here. Select a player. Next round, they must lock 2 broken wands before attempting their spell. Or here, next turn, all players must stop rolling dice when you yell freeze, and can only resume when you yell go. But you'll notice this one's harder. It takes 5 to get this one done. Die Wanta Wando. Next round, you may use your broken wand symbols as a symbol of your choosing. But again, notice this one takes 5. So you're going to have 2, and you're going to pick between those 2. But before you pick those, you're going to turn over a feat card. This feat card affects everyone. You may only touch the dice with 1 finger at any time. So let's say I'm doing Papus Non Stopus here. So I roll, and then I do that, and then I am using 1 finger to get them back in the cup. All right, and I roll, and then using 1 finger to get them back in the cup, etc. Or perhaps the feat is going to be, you must keep your right arm behind your back this round. So you're doing it with just your left hand. Or your elbows must touch the table at all times. Or you must yell huzzah and wave your arms after locking each die. Or you must place your index finger under your nose at all times, Mr. Mustache. Or here, pick an animal. You must imitate an animal each time you lock a die. So there's going to be silly things going on with these feats. After you see the feat, then you'll pick which of your 2 spells you're going to do, and then players will play. Whoever shouts ta-da first is going to get to keep the spell, and the first person to get to 6 spells is the winner of the game. I think this is one of those games that from the description I just showed you, you're going to tell whether you like this game or not. There's going to be a lot of people who like this, and in fact, this game went over like gangbusters. When I took it to one gaming night, people played this continuously, and when I played it with my kids, they loved it and had a lot of fun going back and forth with it. However, there's also going to be people who are like, I got to put my forehead on the table, I got to put my elbows on the table, I got to put my finger here, and I can understand that. Now, I actually played this back in the day. Steve brought this one time to a convention for playtesting, and I was rolling the dice, and I said, this is dumb. I don't like it. And I really didn't. This was before the silly rules. It was just rolling dice as fast as you could. And I thought, And then Z Garcia gave him the idea of adding in the special rules, doing something silly, and that added something to the game. Now, this is not the game that I'm going to want to play all the time. I really enjoyed playing with my kids. just shouting ta-da or doing different things, locking a die and having to say huzzah and then rolling again and huzzah. That's really fun with my family, okay? And that's where I'm enjoying this one the most. I'm enjoying this, playing this with my family and just having a fantastically fun time of rolling dice as quickly as we can, shouting things, casting spells on each other. I'm not sure all the spells are fair. Like the chance of you rolling these 4 dice is the same as rolling these 4 dice. I'm not sure that it's that way at all. But in the long run, I don't think it matters either. The dice are actually really good quality. I mean, they're indented, imprinted on them. The colors are very easy to tell apart. The cups are cool quality. It's a bigger box than I would expect for this style of game. The cards are almost tarot size, just big. They look like 3x5 cards essentially. Maybe some more feat cards wouldn't have hurt the thing some more because you're going to see most of the feat cards in any particular game. But this game is just silly family fun. This is the kind of game that you could probably sell at Walmart, and maybe that's the goal of this at some point. So yeah, serious gamers need not apply. But I'll tell you what, if you take this game in the spirit that it's intended, it can be an amazing blast. Now, probably the people at the table next to you are not going to be such a fan if you're playing this at a game meetup. But like I said, with my family, this one is aces, and in that kind of situation, I can highly recommend it. Dice Tower Judgment, approved!
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door!